Hi Mary, welcome to lesson 3 of Knit of the Month Club. In this video we're finally going to bring the second needle into action and you're going to learn the knit stitch. Now there are basically just 2 basic stitches in all of knitting, which makes it slightly simpler than, say, crocheting. And these stitches are called the knit stitch and the purl stitch. And it's the way that you combine these stitches that creates the patterns that you see in knitting products. So we're going to start with the knit stitch. And you can see we have the 10 stitches that we cast on in the previous video using the long tail cast on method. And even though you had this needle in your right hand as you were casting on, you're now going to transfer that over to your left hand and you're going to hold the empty needle in your right hand. So right here we've got the tail end, that's going to be behind the work, and you're going to be working with the live end, or the end that goes into the ball of yarn. So how you do the knit stitch is you're going to take this empty needle and you're going to insert it from left to right into the first stitch. And let me see if I can show you. Do you see how it's now behind this stitch? So you are going to take this yarn, and I'll record another video showing you how to hold the yarn in your fingers in a moment. So you're going to take the yarn and you're going to do what's called yarn over, which means you're going to take this yarn around back, so you're going to be moving in counterclockwise, and you're going to bring it around front of this empty needle, and you're going to take that loop that you just formed, pull it back through to the front, and you're going to slide this loop off the needle. And you can tighten up there. And it may not look like much, very humble beginnings, but that is the knit stitch, and I will show you the other 9 times. So you're going to take this needle, insert it in between these 2 stitches, front to back, and the tension's a little tight on this, so there we go. And you're going to take this working end around back to the front, pull it through to the front of this needle, and you're going to slide this first loop off. So now you have 2 over here and you have 8 over here. So the stitching, the number of stitches should remain consistent. So number 3, front through here to the back, around back, counterclockwise, and off the needle. Now what I find I sometimes need to do is kind of pull these 2 needles apart. You can hear it clicking. And that's just to loosen up the tension a little bit. Sometimes I cast on a little tighter than I should. And that's just a way of sort of loosening it up to make sure that it's not going to wind up too tight. So you're going to bring this around back. And I, again, pull these needles apart a little bit just to make sure that that yarn gets through. And if it doesn't, it's not a big deal. You can just do it again and off. So let me show you what I meant in the previous stitch. So there we go. Yarn over, and sometimes I'll pull it through and realize, whoops, and that knot just comes right out. It's not a big deal. You just go in and do it again. Oops, and I've got a little strand there that I'll just pull off the needle when I do my next row, and I'll show you how to fix that in a moment. So right now we have 4 stitches left. Again, I'm just loosening up this tension because I cast these stitches on a little bit too tight. In the front, over to the right, and off, and last one. And off. And now this needle is free, and you have 5, 10 stitches, so all's well. And I'm going to flip this around and show you that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm just going to show you what to do when something like that happens. So what you're going to do now is you're going to transfer this needle back to the left hand. And again, this is your working yarn. It's going to be coming out towards you rather than behind this needle. You take this needle into your right hand and just start again. Oops. If I mess up, like I went in the wrong hole right there, you can just pull right out and give it another shot. Oops. There we go. That's what I did the last time that created that strand, which we're coming up on in 3 stitches. Okay, so I'm going to insert the needle, pull this off, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep a hold of these so they don't all slide off, and I'm just going to slip that off, whoops, and that shouldn't make a noticeable flaw in the material. What you wouldn't want to do is treat that like another loop and knit it, because then you'd have 11 stitches on your hands and that's not going to work out so well. Okay. Last 2. And oops. Voila. And what you can do is you can grab both of these ends and pull them down a little bit, and that'll just tighten up your work a little bit. And you can see we've already got a little bit of a pattern going on. You can see this V right here, and right here. That's what a knit stitch looks like. It looks like braided hair, I think. And in the next video, I will show you what purl stitches look like.